It started with an article published in June right after New York has formally legalized same-sex marriages. The article unexpectedly went viral, 80,000 shares on Facebook in just a matter of hours. The book, He's Dating the Transgender, is a story about finding an extraordinary love. Now, for more on this book, we have with us this morning the author of that book, Art Santa Ana, together with one of the main characters of the book and his inspiration for the book, Trixie Maristela. Good morning and welcome to Headline News.
Good morning.
So, Art, let's start first with the title because that was the first thing that some of my friends noticed, that the title is He's Dating the Transgender and he's not He's Dating the Transgender Woman.
Right.
Was that on purpose?
Yes, definitely. We wanted it to be, it's actually a play of words in terms of putting the title in the book. It's similar to one of the more popular books that came out and that became a movie, last year.
He's dating the
gangster.
gangster.
Yes, exactly. So,
it's gonna sound catchy.
Yeah, it's meant to be catchy for people to really take notice and afterwards go beyond the title.
Yes.
Afterwards, once you actually go through the first part of the book.
What do you mean by going beyond the title?
Yes.
What is it that you want to say?
Well, the thing is, we're telling a story here. The story of our struggles, the story of our of the light and fun moments that we've had in the 6 years that we've been together. But at the end of it, what I want people to see is that love is for everyone. You know, let love be your starting point to an open heart that will lead to an open mind.
Now, I know, let's remove the labels on who's a transgender woman, who's straight or not straight. I know that, Art, you're in advertising.
I was in advertising.
Oh, you was in advertising. Yeah. And you studied European studies in UP Diliman, major in Spanish and minor in French.
Yes.
Is that the reason why you took up Spanish as well?
Yeah, a little bit, you know.
Sort of,
So I can impress her a little bit with some Spanish conversations, but afterwards I was able to. Really
and he learned it in a short span of time.
Yeah.
Within a year.
Un poco?
Poco, sí.
Well, you know, after reading the book, it is really a love story.
Yes.
It is a love story and a pretty good one, actually. But we've always looked at I don't know how to put it, forbidden love or something like that.
Yes.
But then essentially, it's still just a love story.
That's right.
But how have people reacted to this story of yours in your personal life?
Well, as far as like in my personal life is concerned, it's been mixed. You know, there are a lot of people who have been very respectful of it, who have put it on a pedestal of some sort, and are really proud of what we have been able to accomplish as a couple. There are some, though, who are still on the fence, and there are some who think it's really not something that should be. You know, our relationship is not something that should be. But that's the good thing about it. You know, it's at least that the conversation has started. That it's out there, whether you agree or not. It's all right. Say your piece. Just as long as the conversation gets started, then from there, let's have a discussion.
You know, that is really true because it was only when I read the book that I knew there's a proper etiquette when you want to talk to a transgender woman. I'm so sorry for those. Because I am one of those, like your mom, who had all these questions as well.
Right.
So Trixie, so we shouldn't be asking certain like personal questions. Shouldn't be, or is it also going to be like a choice? I mean, for us who are curious about it, we don't know what it's about, and we have all these questions. How should we approach it?
For a stranger like you, if I wouldn't want to volunteer that information, then I guess you should wait for me to volunteer personal information. But we can always talk about anything under the sun, but not just the like personal info, like sex change and stuff like that.
So Yeah, I guess because the thing is, people are not so aware
Yes.
of the realities that surround women like Trixie.
Yes.
But yeah, there are certain etiquettes that need to be followed, I guess, and but how you deal with trans women should be the
Yes.
same way as the way you deal with cis women.
With
So,
cis women
yeah,
or with
should be the same
Yeah.
way.
You know, when I was reading the book as well, I found it quite interesting also is that, I'm sorry for this, but straight, you consider yourself straight,
Yes.
right?
Yes,
Oo.
correct.
So is that also something that you'd like to tell us as well? That, you know, we shouldn't look at it there's just so many labels, but the Philippine law, what do you have to say about it? That it seems like the law is not yet ready to
Yes.
accept it.
That's true. I guess because not a lot of people are speaking up yet, or not a lot of people are listening to what women like her and guys like me are saying. It's a good thing that you mentioned about the labels. I am a straight guy, and she is a straight trans woman. So that's just the reality that people need to grasp.
I guess what people have to understand is the word straight actually refers to your sexual orientation. Because it's different from your gender identity. When you say sexual orientation, it refers to your sexuality basically. If you're attracted to a man or a woman. In our case, Art is a straight guy, and he is attracted to the woman in me.
Correct. And
So-
yeah, there's in society there's a lot of shaming that happens for
Yes,
for
especially
guys
for
like
those
who are for guys who are in a relationship with trans
With
women.
trans
It seems like there's always a scandal whenever like a celebrity gets caught with a trans woman, as if it was a sin by itself, as if
They're not looking at it as a love
Yes.
relationship,
Yes.
right?
So-
That's why when those who would be able to read your book, he's dating the transgender. It's a love story,
Yes.
and I remember reading, and then you were able to watch this movie called Bicentennial Man.
Yes.
It was
Yes.
about a robot falling in love with a human, and in the end, he wanted to be recognized, but he died before he heard the words. Do you
Right.
feel that? Do you feel that it is something important to you that your union be recognized in Philippine society, at
Definitely.
least by law?
Definitely. What we're trying to, for what we want people to see here after reading the book is that love should be your starting point. Starting point to a bigger discussion. Discussion of civil rights, of basic human rights,
correct.
discussion towards recognition of your true identity. There's been a lot of laws that have been rejected because we fail to see the realities of individuals like her, of individuals like us, of couples like us. And at the end of the day, for us, we want our union to be not just about love, but about equality as
Yes,
well.
it's about the benefits that a heteronormative couples would also get, like your SSS.
Yes.
and-
You know, these things that like a couple like us would not be able to get given the current laws that we have right now. But we are hoping that eventually, like, people's minds would be open,
Be open.
by knowing the realities that are happening.
And at
true
the same time,
realities.
also a look at how fun you guys have been having. I mean, you've been traveling around the world. Oh, well, I don't know if you've traveled around the world, but in many places,
lot of
New York,
places, yeah.
Thailand, and so on and so forth. And it's a pretty good, funny book.
Thank
I have to say, I had fun reading it, and I'm pretty sure I understand that the feedback has been very good.
Yeah.
It has been. We're very thankful that people are seeing this book as a milestone of some sort, given that this is one of the first books in the Philippines that talks about the trans lived experience. So there's always going to be people who are going to say, negative things about the book, about us. But again, as long as the discussion is out there.
Correct. It's
Thank you so much for
Thank you.
joining us this
Thank
morning.
you.
Art, Trixie, thank you so much.
Thank you.
thank you.
We just spoke with Art Santa Ana and Trixie Maristela of He's Dating the Transgender.